Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing well. Just want to share with you all today a quick idea that I discovered a couple weeks back that has really been opening some cool doors for my playing. It's basically a hybrid picking idea, but we're going to be using it to just arpeggiate chord forms. And I was really excited about this idea when I discovered it, because like I said, it just opened a lot of really cool doors up for, getting some new sounds, and really it started kind of breathing life into some old standby chords that I've been using for a while. So basically the idea is it's just going to be really simple picking, just with the pick for the right hand, just like on, we'll go through a couple different chord shapes I'll show you in a second here. But then what we're going to do is we're going to hybrid with the middle finger, and we're going to skip a string. So we're going to be picking one string, skip a string, then hybrid pick the next string in line. Okay, so what I mean by that is, let's take a chord form first of all. So we're just going to take, like, if we're thinking from like the Cage system, a standard C shape kind of bar chord here. So we're going to have pointer doing a bar at the 4th fret from the A string down. We're going to have pinky on 7th fret A, ring 6th fret D, and then middle on the 5th fret the B. Okay, so that's just typical E major bar chord form. Okay, so now I should mention before we get too much farther into this technique that you have to, for this to really work, you have to have the chord form you're using have 4 or more strings in it. So 4, 5, or 6 strings in the chord, because if you have just a smaller 3 or 2 string chord, the technique won't work. So basically right here we have our E major form, okay? Or E major chord, excuse me. So now what we're going to do is just pick the bottom note, okay, which is going to be E, skip over the D string, and then pick the G string with our middle finger. Okay, so that's what the form is going to kind of look like there for everything we're doing. So it's always going to be pick, skip string, hybrid pick. Okay, so we get that. Then we're just going to go to the next set of strings and do that. So okay, so that's the idea there. And now where this really starts shining is when we start using like more interesting chord forms. So we're going to make this a major 7. Just take your middle finger off of the B string. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing. Okay, now try taking your ring finger off. Okay, so really pretty. Now replace your pinky with your ring finger, and then put your pinky on the 7th fret of the B string. Okay, now take the pinky off and just move it to the high E string now. Okay, so really, really nice sounds. I just love the way that sounds with, obviously the first picked note with the pick, but then also the note that we get from adding our middle finger in. It's just always, it makes it so nice because you're always having a harmony part with whatever note you're playing with your pick, and I think it adds a ton to your chords. Let's go to just a standard like A minor shape bar chord right here, starting from the C sharp note. So we're going to have C sharp minor. Okay, so bar at the 4th fret, pointer finger from the A string down, middle finger B string 5th fret, pinky G string 6th, and ring D string 6th. Okay, same idea here. Now we're going to make it minor 7, just take your pinky off. Okay, now we're going to add another minor 7th with our pinky 7th fret of the high E. Okay, now pinky comes off, and we're just going to move it up 1 string to the B string now. Okay, so there's just a couple of chord forms and ideas for you guys to experiment around with, and this can really be just so nice, especially if you're just using like 4-note forms as well. Something like stuff like that. You can obviously change the order of you know, the way you arpeggiate the actual chord form. So you could start down here and then go all the way up to the top set of strings and come back down. But you know, whatever form you use, the idea always stays the same, that you just have a picked note, skip string, then a hybrid picked note. And that's basically the idea. And one thing I should mention as well is I'm usually doing these on basically so the whole chord form is on adjacent strings. So I normally won't use a technique if I have, like, you know, a skip string within the chord, like if I was using, like in a jazz voicing, like a drop 3 voicing or something like that. I usually won't use it because then you have to have like 2 skip strings and then back to the original form. It can get a little bit confusing. I just kind of like this idea for its simplicity, you know, because it's really easy to start using and implementing. And I think it just sounds awesome. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you back later this week for the next gospel lesson. Thanks so much, guys.